Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And in this video, I'm going to explain how the eardrum works, how it helps you hear, and what happens if it doesn't work properly. Coming up. The process of human hearing is extremely complex. There are numerous structures in the outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear that must all work in unison to allow you to hear properly. Of course, one of the key players in this process of hearing is the eardrum, otherwise known as the tympanic membrane. The eardrum separates the outer ear from the middle ear, and it is responsible for receiving the vibration of air particles and transferring this vibration to the three middle ear bones known as ossicles. These ossicles will take that vibration and transfer it into the cochlea, which will create a neural impulse that travels up your auditory nerve to your brain so you can hear. The eardrum itself is only comprised of 3 layers of skin cells. The outer layer is made of epithelial tissue just like the skin on the rest of your body. The middle layer is more of a flexible fibrous tissue that also contains nerves and blood vessels. The inner layer is made up of mucosa, which is the same type of tissue that surrounds other organs in your body, such as your lungs, your stomach, and your intestines. The diameter of an average human eardrum is 1 centimeter. From the opening of the ear canal down to the eardrum is only 1 inch, which is 2.5 centimeters in males, and it's a little bit shorter in females. And when you combine all 3 layers of the epithelial tissue that creates the eardrum, it is only 0.1 millimeters thick. For some context, a strand of human hair is actually thicker than an eardrum by approximately 0.02 millimeters. It only takes around 5 to 14 pounds of pressure per square inch to rupture the eardrum, which can cause extreme amounts of pain and hearing loss. This is exactly why your mom may have told you never to stick anything smaller than your elbow inside of your ear canal, because it is extremely easy to damage your eardrum. The eardrum is very interesting to look at. In fact, let's go ahead and look at mine. When we look at an eardrum using otoscopy, we can see several different things. We have the pars tensa, which comprises the majority of the surface of the tympanic membrane, and the pars flaccida. We have the handle of the malleus, which is the middle ear bone that connects directly to the eardrum, the umbo, which is the central most inverted portion of the eardrum, and the annular ligament that attaches the eardrum to the ear canal wall. Like I mentioned briefly earlier, as sound enters the ear canal, the eardrum will vibrate, and it will transfer that vibration to the 3 middle ear bones called ossicles, so it can then be sent into your cochlea, which is your hearing organ. The eardrum is extremely sensitive to these vibrations of sound. In fact, the eardrum can detect vibrations that are 1 million times less that can be detected by human touch. And it can detect vibrations that move less than the width of a single atom. What's also crazy is that the range of human hearing goes from 20 hertz all the way up to 20,000 hertz, and the eardrum needs to be able to detect vibrations across this entire frequency range at the same time. If your eardrum is intact and it's functioning properly, it is typically not an issue for it to pick up sounds that are both soft and loud at both low and high frequencies. However, what happens when the eardrum doesn't function properly? Well, there are a lot of things that can negatively affect the performance of your eardrum. For instance, if you happen to puncture a hole inside of your eardrum with something like a cotton swab, that is not going to allow your eardrum to vibrate properly to transfer that vibration through to the ossicles. Or you could have fluid buildup behind your eardrum caused by a middle ear infection that doesn't allow your eardrum to vibrate and transfer that sound as well. Anything that prevents your eardrum from detecting vibration or transferring that vibration through to your ossicle bones in your middle ear can give you a conductive hearing loss. A conductive hearing loss occurs anytime that the vibration of sound cannot make it through your outer ear or your middle ear into your inner ear. Oftentimes, these conductive hearing losses that are being caused by your eardrum can be corrected by either medical intervention, like medications to treat a middle ear infection, a patching of a hole on your eardrum called the laryngoplasty, or even pressure equalization tubes to get fluid to drain out of your middle ear. If there are no medical interventions that can treat an improperly functioning eardrum, then you may have to consider the use of hearing aids. Hearing aids can increase the intensity of sound vibrations, causing the eardrum to vibrate more so it can transfer that sound through the 3 middle ear bones. However, before you go go the hearing aid route, you need to make sure that there is no medical intervention that could be done to fix an eardrum that is not functioning properly. If you suspect that there is an issue with your eardrum, the smartest thing that you could do is schedule an appointment with an audiologist to have an evaluation done. The combination of performing otoscopy, which is an actual visualization of your eardrum, tympanometry, which is a pressure test to see how much movement your eardrum has, as well as a hearing test, can identify what the cause of your difficulty hearing is, and your audiologist can get you pointed in the right direction. It is hard to overestimate the importance of a properly functioning eardrum, because without the help of the eardrum, sound would get stopped dead in its tracks before you even have a chance to hear it.